Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, What the Beck. Today I'm going to be doing a flip through / review of April 2020, aka the month that didn't exist because we didn't have any reference for time or days or anything like that. I still had things to do at certain times and most of them got done or attended, which is good. But yeah, this month didn't really feel real. I'm sure a lot of people will agree with me on that, but it did happen. So I'm just going to show you how that went in my bullet journal. And this is actually the last month in this journal. As you can see, it's full, used up. So I do have a new journal for next month, but I'll show you at the end of May, the new journal, just because it's not fully put together yet. Okay, so let's see. If we open up to the first page, we have my theme, which is Pokemon. So this month is yellow. The color is yellow, so I did Jolteon. It's not the best drawing, but not the worst drawing. I'm okay with it. I don't have to keep looking at it if I don't want to, right? So yeah, there's Jolteon. And then we have the monthly. As you can see, a lot of stuff was canceled. So this was still spring break, but we were already at home, so there were no vacations or anything like that. I didn't end up using this section for anything because everything kind of went off the wall. Nothing made sense. But it's still good to have this for me just so I can see like when each day is. And yeah. And then the next page in here is my budget, which I'm not going to be showing you, but again, lots of things were happening last month. My hours got cut and then they got added to, so it was a little bit stressful, but the fact that I wasn't out every day, I had less things to distract me and make me want to buy them, so I actually ended up spending less money than I normally would. I think I only spent $30 on things that weren't food. And that was on one item. So yeah. And so for this page we have the habit tracker. I had started tracking different things for my mental health, like if I have negative thoughts, if I cried, or if I had rejection sensitive dysphoria, which is something that a lot of people with ADHD experience. And I actually didn't experience them all that much. At least from what I have logged in here. As you can see, there were several days where I didn't really log much, and that doesn't necessarily mean it didn't happen. It just means that I didn't touch my journal for that day, which is kind of common when you are going through a stressful time. But yeah, I was surprised that there wasn't too much. I was especially expecting to have this from being inside with the same people all the time, that I would interpret things as negative when they weren't really. But yeah. And then on this side is the purely mental health page. I was really bad at tracking these things. One thing that I did know is I really liked playing Minecraft with the people I live with. That's like the best thing that happened last month. And I hope we continue to do it because it's really fun. And then again, the cat. Excuse me, sir. I didn't really do that great of a job logging my mental health on a scale of 1 to 10, mostly because this is actually very difficult for me to determine, and I usually base it off of the last day. So if I had like a 7 day, then the next day I would compare it to that and say, was today better or worse than yesterday? And since I didn't really have that a lot of the time, it was harder for me to try to put it to a number. But yeah. She is so in the way, excuse you. And then, so here we get into the daily / weekly. It's not a full week, but it's not just one day. So, as you can see, this was about, I think, 2 weeks after we transferred online. There was still a ton of things to do, a ton of appointments. That's what these highlighted things are, like appointments. And then these would be things that I scheduled myself, or just notes like when I've called people, when I played Animal Crossing, because that has been keeping me alive. And yeah, it was similar to the style that I did in the last month, where you just have the 10 to 9 p.m. Schedule, and then I put in the things that have a timed thing, and then I assign myself times to do other things along with the to-do down here. That worked out pretty well for me, but since it is May now, it's going to be summer, I am hoping to get another internship or part-time job that I can do remotely, and that may have some timed things, but I'm not anticipating having as many timed appointments. So I'm thinking that I'm going to skip the scheduling aspect within the planner. I'll just have my to-dos, and I'll have the schedule on my Google Calendar. And I've tried that before and it didn't work out too well, but I'm going to try to really stick to it and see if that helps me. And then yeah, sometimes I would do journaling like this, and I put these around it to signify that it's not a to-do, it's journaling or reflective. And then we did have spring break, so I put tape for when spring break was. But yeah, I did have a space restriction, so I actually have been putting things in the back of this book for a while, and I liked that because I knew exactly where it was without having to have an index, which I don't really like or use. But in order to make it so I could fit the whole month in here without having to add pages or having to put extra days into the next book, I did split the Sunday and Saturday in one column towards the end. But yeah, that worked out pretty well. I was also focusing on only giving myself tasks that I have to do. I lightened my workload with someone that I work with, because I was expected to do like 2 to 3 work tasks for them every day, and I was like, this isn't really working with how much school I have and how stressed I am, so I'm gonna revisit that with him later this month once I'm out of school. We'll see if I can do that. But yeah, family Zoom meeting. And I actually did just finish my internship and I got really good marks, so that's nice. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yep. So, next month, well, this current month, May, is light green / Leafeon themed. So if you want to see how that in my bullet journal turns out, just wait until the end of this month and I'll be posting a flip through and review. I actually really like this style of video rather than just showing how I set it up. I feel like the setups get more views, but this kind actually helps me use my bullet journal effectively. So in terms of what it's supposed to do, it's a tool that's supposed to help me. It helps me more when I'm reflecting on it. So I think I'm gonna keep doing the videos like this for the rest of the year at least. But yeah, leave me a comment and tell me what you're doing to help cope with this weird time. How did your April go? Anything that happened that was good or bad, you can just kind of vent in the comments. I'm down with that. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.